What is up? What is up? Good morning. Happy, what is this? June 5th. I did not go live yesterday with the Hobby Heartbeat live. I did not want to go live because I decided I do not want this to be a daily show. I want to break that early on. I'm not going to be putting this out every freaking day. I think it'll be more than a couple times a week because there's just so much heartbeat stuff going on in the hobby. And I feel like I just sometimes want to chime in. In this episode of the Heartbeat Live, we're going to go over news. News is like real shit that's actually happening. Buzz, stuff people are talking about, ain't happening, but they just like to talk about it. What's coming up? Oh, in last video, we tried to do some screen sharing. I'm going to try to do some screen sharing again. I did restart the browser. I think things will work this time. We will see. But screen sharing did not work. This is our, we'll call this pilot week. We're testing stuff out. We're not using any big bells and whistles right here. You can see I got stuff in the background. I haven't worked on any graphics or anything. What's coming up? We're going to go over trade shows this weekend and so forth. News. Let's go start with the news. So news-wise, what was newsworthy to me, and in fairness, I should give credit to, I think it was Spitball Cards, brought up the attention and the topic around the fake messy autos. I'm not sharing this with you. I'm just looking at myself. So there has been issues in the past with questionable autos from Topps. I remember Babe Ruth had an auto that was out there. People questioned. What I also find interesting about this in the news is that what happens is these autos come out and then autograph authenticators will call them out. That's a fake. That's not real. This is whatever. And one of the other ones was, I think it was a Willie Mays autograph in a Topps product. And someone was saying that's a secretary or autograph. It is a concern. In fact, what the Spitball guys brought to attention was, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to replace the messy ones? Are other messy ones? And I keep saying messy ones as if they're not clean, right? I mean, Lionel Messi autos, are they fake? Are they going to replace them with another messy auto? What are they going to do with them? Again, just to reiterate the news, it's reported that I think it was Topps Dynasty messy autographs apparently are going to be replaced. Wasn't the announcement from Topps. Replaced, what did it meant? Was not specific. One of those apparently sold for $100,000. Wow, that's a big replacement. But again, that is a news story. Spitball guys brought it out to me. I'm going to share some news sources with you. I will say this, a couple things. In our buzz section, we're going to talk about Sports Card Radio. I guess we could actually make that news. Sports Card Radio put out a blog the other day, and they're kind of quiet and just basically, first of all, it was just it's too long and filthy of bad words to repeat it, which is not that I'm against bad words. I'm a big fan of bad words, but it just was angry. Some of the takeaways, took some shots at some content creators, specifically said that the content in sports cards is just lame. It's boring. It's dead. I understand where that's coming from. Let me just say this. First of all, everybody has an opinion when it comes to what's good and bad sports content. To me, what is good sports content is something that I'm learning, something that's giving me knowledge, information I did not know before. Like I said, the Lionel Messi autographs is news I'd want to know. I'd want to be aware of that. Sports Card Radio putting out a blast, just calling people a bunch of names and being angry. That's not really news. Now, what I will say is newsworthy is the impact. It's interesting. Sports Card Radio did not mention the Boston Card Hunter. I'm curious what their thoughts are on the Boston Card Hunter. What he did do is he basically made comments about Card Collector 2, Sports Card Dad, and Neo, which I thought was interesting. Again, I find great value in Neo's videos. I think he puts out a lot of good content. It's very editorial. It's his opinion. And he has, hey, we all have opinions, right? And I think Card Collector 2 puts out good content. Yeah, very marketing, very corporate, very, pitching what it is. But again, quality content. I'm not going to knock it. Sports Card Dad, absolutely garbage content. I'm not a fan of Sports Card Dad. I appreciate him as a person. I applaud his hustle. I just think he does more bad for the hobby than good. He was on today. He did a video basically poking fun at Sports Card Radio. I love how he also loves to point out, oh, I did a video with him back in the day. Yeah, Destin, you did a video with everybody. You did a video with me, dude. What also is funny is that you block me. You don't like listen to me. You don't like my comments. You've been known to say negative things about me to others in private. I'll put it that way, not just in public, like I'm saying here. And again, let me say, Dustin, you're a good person. You just don't know what you're doing. Like even in your video, you're sitting there talking about good content. Let me give you an example. Let me just stop right here instead of just ranting. Let me just give you an example, Dustin, of good content. I think I can share a screen here. Can I share a screen here? We're gonna try this. You guys tell me this works. Um, this to me, I'm hoping this comes up. This to me is a good content show. This is Sports Card CEO podcast, 141 subscribers, very small on the YouTube. I think they have a big podcast following. Three guys who talk about Bowman, Chrome, and Bowman baseball and cards, and it's just good. I'll just say every week, good content. Good content. They have interviews, they have insights. I don't always agree with them. I don't always agree with anybody I listen to. I'm very critical as a content creator. I give feedback, but I really enjoy it. These guys hustle. Like I said, they put together what I call good content. They're making a video. They have little segments and insights and very, very good content. The other good content that was by Sports Card or Sports Card Radio, but was not in the. And you guys tell me, could you see that share? Did that share come up? If anybody's in the live. I think it's Sports Card Professor. I think it's Sports Card Professor. I forget the guy's name. Big fan of this guy too. I've been following him for several years. He's always had an edgy take, does very good job editing his videos, really good. He's taken some of me in his videos, clipped me in his videos. And it's funny because he's the only one that was positively praised by Sports Card Radio in their rant that they posted the other day. And I would like to see him get more attention. Like if you guys haven't checked out, God, I wish I had his channel up right now. Professor, what's his name? Can I search it for you? Let's see, we can't do that. Oh. What is his name? Oh, another quick one. We're going to get to in a minute. Another great podcast, guys, that no one's watching. The Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast. Let me repeat that for you again. I'll pull it up in a minute. Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast. And I'll tell you why that's even a great one. Those are the guys that released the first YouTube content on CT scanning. Yep, it was those guys who released it first. The Sold Too Early Podcast. Over a year ago, about a year ago, because I met them at the Fanatics Fest in August and talked to them about it. But it was those guys who were the ones that broke that news. I'm trying to find the dude that I like. Is this what happens when you do live content and you're not prepared? Right? Oh, where is his name? Fudge monkeys. Oh, Clever Cubans got some good content. Grip and Rip Sports Cards, another good content. And I'll tell you too, as I'm mentioning these guys, I can't find the professor, so I'm going to come out of that one. I'm just not going to go down the rabbit hole. Why I say good content is that, like, for example, Grip and Rip, this guy only does baseball content. Every day he does baseball content. He's actually been going live longer than Sports Card Dad. I mean, Sports Card Dad, what Sports Card Dad is known for is he goes live every day. He's like, well, he puts a video up. We got to applaud the hustle. He puts a video up. Yeah, but he puts up bad videos most of the time. Like, they're not even relevant, and he's regurgitating somebody else. It's just weird. But go listen to Grip and Rip. Young guy. I think he's in his 20s. And what I love about him, I'll say a couple things. He does not do a good job responding to comments. And I don't agree with everything he says, but he's focused on Topps. He knows Topps baseball really well. He adds value every freaking day. Every day, if you watch his channel, you're getting some information, whether it's a rumor that he heard or an actual fact, whether it's from retail, whatever. Really good channel. I guess my point here, guys, is there really is a lot of good content. In fact, as I'm thinking about this, I think I might go back. I used to do shout outs to good content creators that people just aren't watching, that you're just not aware of. I think I might go back to doing that on a weekly basis. Some type of title, some type of show. I got this show going. We're going to do these heartbeat alerts. But I think it might be do something kind of shout out to good content, because there really is good content out there. Okay, so I think we're wrapping up the news. Other newsworthy stuff. Let me just. Okay. So there are three news sources. Here's a quick little, I won't say rant, but insight. I do feel like there really is no good source for sports card news. There really, I don't know. If you go to Sports Collectors Daily, that's probably the one I've been using the longest. Let's see if we can try sharing some of these. Sports Collectors Daily. This one's been around for a long time. I applaud these guys. These guys got some really good articles, good stuff. It's probably, in my opinion, the best daily YouTube, or I'm sorry, website content out there. And I will give them credit if I'm taking a story from there. I used to take stories from these guys all the time when I used to do daily content years ago. I'll also do this real quickly. Doing daily content, dude, it's grind. Like, there's just no money in this. There's no money in sports cards content. So why would there be money in sports card daily content, right? So I applaud the guys who try it. In fact, it reminds me, oh, Ty tried something like daily sports card something years ago with him. Here's the other one. I don't know if hold on, let me stop sharing this one. The other ones I'm referencing are Hobby News Daily and then Collect, the CLLCT. Both of those just, I don't know, not the greatest content, not the greatest news. Hobby News obviously was a little biased this weekend too, so I'll just leave it at that. So nothing else, big news stories. Let me just go ahead and share this with you. Oh, there it is. Here is the article that they put together, attacking the hobby. Everybody's. One thing I just don't like, calling everybody slaves. I'll be honest. What this route sounds like to me is envy. Most of the hobby is full of envy. People are just jealous and they're upset and they feel like they didn't get what they deserve. I think it's interesting. They made a positive comment about Mojo Breaks. I am a fan of Mojo Breaks. I listened to that. They were kind of critical of Backyard Breaks, but I've heard other people make comments of Backyard Breaks. I mean, I don't know. I think here is the channel, Professor Sports Cards, right here, buddy. Really good content. He did like a 5 episode series. And again, well done. I enjoyed it. Well entertained. Oh, I know this challenge is nearly 7,000 views. And then Dustin thinks he's getting 7,000 views by posting and not posting tomorrow. That's hilarious. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to that, but okay, let's get into some other stuff and we're gonna close this out here. I'm sharing this. I'm gonna start sharing. And guys, I hope you're seeing this stuff this time. Instagram. Okay. Oh, one other thing I wanted to get to. We'll come to that at the end. Okay, so here's what's coming up, guys. Today, like I said, is June 5th. From here up are your shows. California, Nevada, Indiana, California, Arizona, California, Delaware. This is a pretty good show. I've never been there, but I've heard great things. Fishtown Card Show, not going. Got other plans. San Francisco, Texas, New Jersey. A lot of West Coast. Isn't it interesting how many West Coast card shows there are? Now, I'll also tell you this, dude. This is not a comprehensive list. Like, I know there are tons of shows going on in the DC area and probably in the New York City area, but it's a really good list to kind of get some of the big shows out there. Coming up next weekend, the weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Dallas Collectathon, Austin, California, Minnesota, Florida, Chantilly show. I talked about this yesterday. That is not going on the 20th. It is the 27th. I can tell you that right now. And the Fanatics Fest. Super excited about that. Plan to put some content together for that and cannot wait. Cannot wait. Also, quickly tell you too, baseball. So we sold a lot of that last night in our break group. Popular product, did very, very well. So just give you that feedback. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you this great product, go and buy it. Don't do that. Do what you want to do. This is my opinions, my thoughts. Okay, where are we at? 12 minutes here. I think that's all I wanted to cover today, guys. I don't want to be take too long. Then we hit on some of the news stories, Sports Card Radio. I will put together kind of a content list of good content. I'd also, I'm also bold enough to put together what I call bad content, but I think bad content, it's hard to call content bad. I think there's what we call lazy content, or what's the intent of your content, and are you doing the absolute minimum to get that intent accomplished? Like, if your goal is just to put a video out every day, then you can do that. Oh, blank screen. God damn it, Stukes, for real? Thank you. Good 50 table show. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of regional. Do you guys have any recommendations for regional shows that we could share with everybody? Blank screen. That irks me, man. I guess I'm going to have to use StreamYard. What else? Oh, real quickly. I was listening to Neo this morning. Just listen to Neo talk about repacking. It is very interesting to me, his opinion. And I'll say this too, real quickly. I feel like YouTube content is very, very biased, extremely biased. I've always said I don't feel like we do a good job representing all the different groups in the hobby on YouTube content. It's very, first of all, it's very anti-breaker. There's not enough, and breakers, again, I don't think you guys do a good job of promoting yourselves in a positive way, like not just about the breaking, talk about the other things you guys can do. But Neo was talking about repackers. It's interesting because I have been very anti-repacker for a long time. Where do I stand in repacking today? I understand it is a part of the hobby community. I personally am very, very critical of repacks. Like for our company, our team, we have not done any repacks yet. I think we did sell some instant repacks with Fanatics, but we have not. We don't create our own repack and we don't sell other people's repacks. It's just an area of concern to me. Now, again, at the same time, it's an area of a lot of money. And at some point, I don't know, man. Like my partners definitely would like to, and we're exploring it. I don't want to say we're not. We're just. Here's what I'll say. Because of my concern about repacks and about how it's got to be done right, we want to put together a quality product. If we're going to represent something, we can put our name on it. We have not done that yet. But when we do, because I'm not going to say we're not, I know the truth, the future is inevitable. When we do, it will be a good repack. That's the way I feel. I also, like I said, I've come to recognize how strong the buying community is in the repack community. Neo's comments that repackers are holding up the hobby. I don't know about that. I don't know if they're holding it up, but they're definitely helping the hobby move. If repackers were gone, what would replace them? I don't know. I still think they would replace. Like Neo made a comment, what if they regulated repacks? And the first thought is if they regulated repacks, they would just go underground. Like if they came out and said, you cannot sell repacks because it's a X, Y, and Z reason, whatever that might be. The main platforms, I think would quickly drop it, right? Whatnot, Fanatics Live, eBay, Loop, Drip, they'd all drop it. I don't see it going away from underground groups like Facebook. I just don't. And Instagrams, right? And other things. So maybe I'm wrong. I wouldn't buy on Whatnot with Stukes' money. John. So I'm gonna share you guys a little secret. I'm looking at expanding our online selling presence. And right now we sell on Fanatics Live. And guys, there's not a lot of options out there. I mean, there's Whatnot, there's Loop, and there's Drip. And who else is there? There's another guy out there. I can't remember. I'll also say this too. Again, I'm critical of Whatnot, but how do you feel about eBay? I mean, eBay's got a lot of issues too. They've had a lot of scams and shill bidding and problems. And I don't know. I'm not just justifying it. I'm just saying, guys, there's not a lot of options out there. Like, for example, I was listening to, because I'm Carlos, and he had some collector on there. I forgot the guy's name, vintage guy. And he came on his show and he was talking about he's doing Whatnot. And you could tell the audience was like, does somebody want to tell him? It was funny. It was freaking funny. Like I said, I wish I had the clip. Because I'm Carlos has this guy on. The guy comes on there. And he's talking about, I'm going to start this channel. I'm going to start my own Whatnot channel. And everybody's eyes are like, and then Carlos even says, well, you know, Whatnot did this and Whatnot did that and Whatnot this. And he goes, right now they've got a bad reputation. And the guy's like, well, there's just not a lot of choices. I mean, you can't get on eBay Live. I've tried. I've applied for eBay Live. It kind of irks me. Here's another quick comment to make. eBay, think about this. eBay, anybody can set up an account, a static account. Like my dog can set up an account if he can put his paws on the keyboard. He doesn't even need to be a human being. We know these accounts exist, right? These ghost accounts pop up all the time. But if you want to sell eBay Live, oh no, you got to go through a process. You got to wait. You got to be selected. Like, what the hell? Like, I'll even say this. I think eBay executives up there going, look, Whatnot is screwing up so bad. We don't want to be like that. And let me take that back. I don't want to say they're screwing up. That's not fair. I just don't know what they're doing. I have friends. I'm talking to a friend of mine who's using Whatnot, and he does say some phenomenal things about it. They have some great user tools. They have a better interface. They're reactive as far as changing stuff for the customers. And this friend is outside the sports card world. So that's another thing too. Like outside sports cards, Whatnot's pretty strong. Like you don't hear about big scams, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, and Whatnot from like guys selling crystals, or what's the other thing they sell on there? Soap and perfumes. I don't know, man. My best friend, Ziggy Mr. Bob Boozle, it's a pleasure to have you in my chat today, sir. You've helped me become a better content creator. It has. And I'll tell you too, John, I don't know what to say there. There's too many marketplaces, and every marketplace comes out telling you, we're going to be different. We're going to be better because their fee base taken. Yeah, but no one is better. Like, honestly, I've not seen a better marketplace. I had high hopes for, what was it? Slabs. What was it? What was the slabbing place? Fuck. Pardon me. The one, I'm talking about, the one that My Slabs. I had really, really big hopes for My Slabs. I mean that, by the way, Bob. You did make me, because there's times, Bob, you piss me off, and I'm like, I'm just, and I say to myself, no, you got to think about this differently. Look at it from a different perspective. What is Bob trying to say? Maybe you need to pivot, Ziggy. Maybe you need to change the way, so I will say I do appreciate you. Okay. What else? Any questions, comments, thoughts? Another thing I'll just quickly say, and more to come out of this. I've been doing research on PSA. PSA concerns me, man. Like, PSA is a monster. Like, I'll put it this way. If Fanatics, well, I don't know. If Fanatics and PSA are the two monopolies that we have, which is more dangerous to the hobby? Like, which can do more harm? And I'm going to say I think PSA can, because I don't think there's anybody checking PSA. You know what I'm saying? There's no accountability at PSA. We, as in I'd say consumers, assume that both companies will eventually go public. And when they're public, that public scrutiny will give us some confidence in they're doing the right thing. But let's not be fooled. That's not regulation just because the company goes public. But when I look at PSA, there's no competitor at PSA right now. I think we all want Beckett to come back, but Beckett's been asleep. I mean, in fact, here's another quick comment, guys. I don't know if you know this, but Beckett has a conference next week in June. I think it's June 15th to the 20th out in Vegas. And I want to say it's sold out. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, no one even talks about that. In fact, all the talking heads, nobody talked about that Beckett conference. I've heard people talk about SGC, the buzzes, and this is again the buzz that SGC is going to be rolled up. I disagree with that. I'm going to even praise Teapot for saying this. Companies spend a lot of money when they become really big to create second brands. They really do. Like, when you become a dominant Coca-Cola, you want there to be an RC Cola. And if you can buy RC Cola, even better. So I don't see PSA disbanding SGC. I could see them stripping it down to being a bare bones, no frills, no bells and whistles type of thing. SGC, I was talking to a friend there. Like, what has SGC done that we have not embraced them? Why is the hobby not love SGC? I can't answer that question. Like, if I was running SGC, I would say, what are the things you could do to win people in the hobby? I can't think of a thing, dude. They opened up grading. They did grading schools. They have graders from Beckett. They've got great money. They've got great slabs. They bought GSA, guys. They bought GSA. They have authentication of autographs, which might be some of the best autograph authenticators out there. And yet CGC is just, I don't know. Beckett is just sugar water. PSA red and PSA black. Huh. Well, just blows my mind. Anyway, back to Fanatics. I'll just say this. Fanatics. Super excited for Fanatics Fest. More excited this year than I was last year. Last year I had VIP passes. This year I do not. But I'm excited because I definitely think it will be better than last year. Also, it's interesting to see the spin and the people who are going, the different approaches. And it is also one of the things I don't think you're going to see the vintage community there. I'd love to see anybody from the vintage community is going there. I'd love to see that. Love to hear that. But I'm excited about that. And I'm excited about the national afterwards. In fact, the next 60 days of summer are super excited. So that's all I really have, guys. Next week, well, we'll be on before next week. I'm sure I'll be on over the weekend. I will say a couple things I look forward to. Today's Thursday. Thursday night normally has some good content out. Big fan of Go GTS Live. They normally start with kind of a hobby happenings, give you kind of a little landscape what's going around the hobby. Probably one of the best weekly update, quickly shows about hobby activity, signings, products, so forth. There's also a couple other good live stuff tonight. I should probably put together, what's it called, a guide. Friday night is Because I'm Carlos. Big fan of Because I'm Carlos. Love his insights on the innovation or lack thereof at Upper Deck. And then the weekend, Sports Card Live on Saturday night. Hobby Hotline Saturday morning. Actually, they're not on this week. They've gone back to 2 times a month. That's absolutely crazy. Here's the thing, guys. We need to put together more content. That's the thing. You just need to put together more good content. Hot fun in the summertime. Absolutely, man. Hot summer, no shirts. I would not do that to you guys with my sports card investor t-shirt on here. Man, I love the hobby. I really do. Guys, I'll be back. And I'm going to do an open mic night one night too. I really appreciate, man, so many people live in my chat. We're going to keep it going, man. I really enjoy doing this show. Have a great day, guys. Thank you very, very much. We're going to have to update the stream thing.